welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nora, and I'm here today with another video for you guys because, like I said, I want to be here and I want to be consistent. So today's video is extra it's extra special because I put out a poll on my Instagram the other day, and one of my awesome followers and one of my homegirls requested a video about time management, and I thought, perfect, because I think it really ties into the theme and the content I've been producing lately. So if you guys are interested in learning how to maximize your time and how to manage your time, especially as a student or as a worker or as a student and somebody who works, this is the perfect video for you. So I'm going to start with a little bit of background of myself and why I feel like, your girl's the right person to be giving you this advice, and then I'm just going to go right into the tips, and hopefully it's going to be helpful for you guys. Just a little disclaimer: the tips are not written in any particular order in terms of like a chronological importance. They're all important in their own ways, so it's just the way that I wrote it down. And speaking of time management, guys, I got my handy dandy notebook so that I can stay on track for you guys and I won't hopefully skip anything that I want to talk about today. So we all have one thing in common. If anything, yes, we're humans. We all operate within the same 24 hours. We have the same 24, right? And so why are people different? Why do some people kind of get so much done in a day? Why do some people struggle? Why are others, productive on one day and the next? Like, we'll never know, to be honest. But something that I can tell you guys is having a routine is so important. So a little bit about myself. When I was about 14, and I've talked about this in previous videos, guys, I literally was working 3 to 4 nights a week, full-time high school student, and I was on the rugby team, I was on the basketball team, I was on a couple social committees, I was on a leadership club. I was busy. And I think for me is I started this habit at a really young age. Not to say you can't start it now, but I started it and developed at a really young age, so it really helped me throughout the years as I was getting older. And so for me is, when I am busy, I feel like I can get more done because I only have a certain window to get things done. If I finish school, I know I have work in the evening, so I need to make sure that between school and between work that I get my homework done, so stuff like that. I think sometimes when you have more on your plate, it helps you manage your time, but not necessarily. And so that was me in high school, and I kind of continued this pattern because when I got to college, I was working 2 jobs, I believe, and I was going to college full-time. And then when I got to university, I was still working 2 jobs and I was going to university full-time. So again, it was a habit that I kind of built at a really young age. And I didn't necessarily get these things done because I'm a superwoman or I just had some magical powers. It's because I really built a routine, and these next steps, guys, are really going to help you guys do the same thing. So the first thing that I really want to talk about, again in no particular order, is sleep. Oh my god, guys, growing up I really associated more sleep with being less productive. Now that I'm a whole adult, I'm looking back at that and being like, girl, what were you thinking? But imagine, I literally associated more sleep with being less productive. And what I mean by that was, I thought for me being productive was getting everything I needed to get in the day done, and then falling asleep for however many hours I had left, waking up in the morning and starting the cycle again. And I noticed I would be tired, I would be groggy, sometimes I'd feel burnt out, sometimes I'm just in a mood you cannot talk to me, or I just was not putting in my effort into things that I wanted to do. So what I started to do, guys, I started to sleep early. Shout out to my partner who had a large influence in that because he has a really good sleeping schedule and he wakes up really early. So he was always like, yo, why do you stay up so late? What's wrong with your schedule? And it really got me to reflect on it. So the first thing I did, guys, is to manage my sleep. And I'm not gonna lie, not everyone is the same. You need to determine when you're most productive. If you feel like you're productive at night, then you need to manage your sleep during the day or throughout the evening, etc. If you feel like you're more productive in the morning, then you need to make sure that you sleep. Generally speaking, people are more productive in the morning, but again, everybody's different. So I don't want to kind of use the one brush method fits all kind of situation. Do you, boo, as long as you get your 6 to 8 hours of sleep. So for me, I started to sleep early, and what I realized was that allowed me and that granted me the opportunity to wake up super early and I would really spend the first amount of like the first few minutes or half an hour of my morning to myself, whether it's making breakfast, whether it's just relaxing, lounging, doing some stretches, exercise on a good day. All these things was really helpful. Speaking of exercise, I'll make this a 1A because I personally don't practice it, so I can't preach what I don't practice, you feel me? But exercise is really important, guys, and if something that you can kind of get into your day along with sleep, I would say like exercise is equally as important. Like, just get your body going, get your body moving, whether it's like just a light stretch, whether it's some Pilates, whether it's going for a light jog, or even, yes, a walk, a light brisk walk, okay? That will literally get you going in the morning. Okay guys, so the second thing that I really want to talk about is setting a plan. Oh my god, guys, like, and by what I mean by that is just getting organized in terms of your day. So I am a big advocate for agendas. Yes, you can have a calendar on your phone. Yes, you can use, like, you know, your laptop as a calendar. That's great. Personally, for me, I always have an agenda, a yearly agenda, and I write down every single day the things that I need to do. I love using the month, you know, agendas, they kind of come with like a bunch of different pages that you don't need, like a note pages or daily pages. I'm just a month person. Like, I need to write down everything that I have due if I'm a student, or the days that I have work meetings when I'm talking about work and things like that. So agenda is really important. As a student, I highly encourage you guys to do two things, okay? Create a master schedule, and in your master schedule, what you're going to write down is all of the days of the week, and you're going to write down the times that you, kind of like your timetable for school, you know, you're going to write down the days you have classes, the days that you have work, the days that you want to attend a gym class or a dance class, or, you know, things that are in your regular schedule. What I used to do sometimes even is print out like my semesterly time block thing that you can print on your school website about all your different classes. And then I would fill in the days I have work, the days that I need to go to certain meetings or something like that. Anything that was reoccurring for me, I would always write it down on my master schedule, so I was on top of it. The second thing I suggest as a student is to always write down a master list of all your assignments due in chronological order. Let me tell you guys, I started doing this and it changed me for good, because I was tired of like getting all these assignments and getting all these instructions and little, you know, projects and not really knowing when things were due. So I would sit down, I would take all of my course syllabuses and I would write them down from on, you know, the first day of school in September till like the last day of this semester in about like December. And I would write down from September to December, okay, boom, you have all these things due in all these different classes. I would get cute with it and like color code it and all that stuff, just so I had it on deck, guys. That is really important, and it helps you stay on track. And the same for work, guys. You know, you can always write down the things that you need to do. While we're talking about writing things down, the third thing I really want to talk about, guys, is prioritizing your tasks. Oh my god, guys, like, I feel like, especially as women, or if you're a woman, you would really understand this, we feel like we need to get everything done in a day that we set out to do, and when you don't, you feel like you failed. Like, how many of us wake up and literally fill our minds, not even write it down, but just fill our minds with all the stuff that we need to do that are not necessarily important? So I want to talk about two things, guys, okay, when it comes to prioritizing the things that you need to do. First of all, identify your most important tasks. So these are called the MITs. Identify your most important tasks and write your day down in that order, okay? I personally do daily to-do lists, so I would say take out my phone, take out a notepad if I'm commuting on the bus, and I would just write down the things that I need to get done, but like take it a step further and write down the most important things that you need to do. Another thing that you know, you can kind of come across a lot online, especially if you are just looking for time management skills, is, I believe it's called, let me refer to my handy dandy book here, because look what I have on deck to make sure that I stay on point sometimes. But in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, along with a lot of articles online, guys, you're gonna see this situation or phenomenon kind of called the time management matrix. I know it's hard to see, but it's just right here. I will just show you a picture online so that you guys can see. Here you guys have it. This is a time management matrix, and it's broken down into 4 subcategories. The first category is labeled urgent and important, and these are pretty much tasks that need your immediate attention, such as a crisis or an emergency. The second category is not urgent and important, and these are habitual, proactive actions that really reduce quadrant number 1. So this is preparing, planning, and preventing. Quadrant number 3 is urgent and not important, and these are things that appear to be worth doing, but they're probably not, such as interruptions, phone calls, last-minute meetings, etc. And lastly, we have not urgent and not important, and these things are pretty much time-wasting activities, things you don't need to be doing, but you'll do anyways. So trivial activities or escape activities or time-wasting activities. And in my case, guys, this always looks like me doing some unnecessary cleaning, decluttering, and organizing because I don't want to tend to the task at hand. And essentially, when you're able to kind of categorize things into these quadrants, it helps you understand what is important and what is not important. So these are things to remember and keys that you guys can also use. So in terms of prioritizing, guys, and writing things down, just pick a time of day where you get this done. Usually in the morning or at night is best, but just sitting with yourself for about 5 minutes and writing down, okay, these are the most important things I need to get done today, or these are the important things that I need to get done tomorrow. And it really helps you like have a super clear vision that I think really helps guide you for that day, if that makes sense. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk about is taking a break and being okay with it. Like, yo, honestly, like if you're getting so much things done in a day and you're like, you know, checking off that to-do list and everything feels great, you are still gonna feel exhausted. So it's really important to take a break, but more importantly to schedule that break in so you have something to look forward to. So for example, like when I was in university, guys, I just loved the gym that was in my university. So they had like a sauna, they had like a gym, like it was just top of the line, you know, it was really nice athletic club. And so what I used to do, guys, is look forward to going to the sauna or going to the gym that day. And so what I would do is like get my stuff done, and I know, okay, by 5 o'clock, boom, I get to go to the gym after I finish my class and get this assignment in. And then I gotta make sure I get that last bus so I can get home type of situation. But that gave me something to look forward to, and I realized when I scheduled in my break, or I scheduled in like I'm gonna go eat lunch at this hour, I was kind of more on top of my schedule. And really, guys, time management is like not necessarily managing our time, but managing ourselves. Like, what do you need that's important for you that you need to get done in a day? So that includes sleep, that includes food, that includes exercise. These things are all a part of your day, guys, and they don't come second to the things that you need to do. They come with it. Another thing, guys, in order to manage your time that's really helpful is realizing what requires all of your time, or what do you waste a lot of your time on. And for me, guys, oh my god. Okay, guys, so my SD card keeps getting full, so I had to change it. Hopefully this one works this time. So basically, guys, the next thing I want to talk about is social media. Like I said, guys, I would spend so much time on my phone that I wouldn't even realize it. And it wasn't until I started to track like how much time I spent on my phone. I know a lot of the iPhones now, and maybe even other smartphones, will tell you exactly how much time you spend on, you know, watching entertainment or reading or responding to emails. And so when I saw the amount of time I spent on just my phone a day, I was like, if I ever wondered where my time was going, like, now I know. And so I started by just slowly reducing things. Like, I just totally stopped going on Twitter. I reduced my use of Snapchat. I kind of reduced my use of Facebook, but I was like balancing Facebook, Instagram, and just watching YouTube videos. And then eventually I like pretty much phased out of Facebook, and I really focused on just Instagram and YouTube videos. But the moral of the story is you don't have to take one or the other out, guys, but just realizing how much time we're spending on our phones in a day is so helpful, and it's so important because it could really make or break how much time that you waste, essentially. And another thing about our smartphones is not only do we waste time, it's a big distraction, you know, like you're working on an assignment or you're at work and you need to finish some tasks at hand, and you're not because you're just on your phone, or you are like watching something on your phone but also trying to work. So it's a major distraction. So guys, another thing that I want to talk about that's really close to me and really dear to my heart, because I cannot function in a messy environment, is to really declutter and organize your space. You know what they say, your environment is a reflection of how you feel. And so can y'all just think back to like exam seasons, if you're going through that now, like think about exam season, or think about like annual report time at work, and how your desk essentially just becomes like so chaotic, or your bedroom just becomes mayhem, right? It's because your mind is cluttered, your mind is exhausted, and a lot of that times that reflects in our personal environments. So when you are aware of that, it really helps you stay on track. So something that I do before I get on any big tasks is I usually clean my apartment or clean my office, clean my car, and just get everything decluttered. Because something else that I noticed is that I spend a lot of time doing things that I don't need to do when I'm the most busy. So for example, if I know I have something crazy for work done or for work due, then I'm gonna start organizing my pens and Lysol wiping my desk and doing all these things I don't need to do, is because it's getting my mind off the task at hand. So if you get ahead of yourself and you get that done beforehand, guys, I promise you it'll make a big difference. With that being said, guys, I hope you like, subscribe, and comment down below, guys, because I will be dropping more content for you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you guys for showing me love, and I hope you guys have a great and productive day.